How's it going everyone, Cameron here with another video, and in today's video I will be going over the pros and cons and should you farm Lex Proxima for breachstones. Is it viable? Is it profitable? So quickly going into it, Lex Proxima. It is the area with the harvest craft, so you will be giving up some of those, which is a bit unfortunate. If you do max it out and have 10, you can still probably get Heart of the Grove or Bountiful Harvest if you want. Invading Forces is 30% increased area of effect for breaches and monster density, which are both really good. Increased experience is also nice but not really needed or care about. Gatekeepers is 100% increased chance to contain a boss, and while this sounds good, there are issues with that. First off, you got to be able to find the boss, as in you could be over the other side as the breach is reaching its apex and you just don't see it, and because there's no visual or audio indicator that a boss has spawned or been found, it can get a bit annoying. Also, again, this may be a summoner problem, but because all the monsters are purple, it is super hard to tell the difference, especially if you have your own minions running around. So every now and then there'd just be a loot explosion of splinters and I'd be like, okay, there was a boss there. But apart from that, bosses drop double breach splinters. This is good because when you do kill a boss, you will get 20 splinters, which means, and this is my personal opinion, that the breach bosses defeated in areas have a 5% chance to drop a breach stone, and then with this one bringing it up to 10, it means you have a 1 in 10 of dropping a breach stone, which to me is far too low, seeing as you only need to kill 5 of them to have enough splinters for a breach stone anyway. Now I do appreciate that if you get it on a Chaeola, because they're not as common, they'd be more valuable, but it's like, who cares? Like, especially when you compare it to Uvestia, which is just a straight up 1% chance to drop as an emblem instead of a splinter, and you also get Warhordes. So I think it could absolutely do with a buff to maybe double it or even triple it. I think would still be perfectly fine, because breachstones by themselves aren't particularly valuable unless you get Chaeola obviously and possibly Utnatol. But the other big one, and the other reason why you'd be doing it, is the breachstones dropped by a boss have a 9% chance to drop as charged, 3% to drop as enriched, and a 1% to drop as pure. So even if you bump it up to double it, so it's 20% chance to drop a breachstone instead of 10, that is still a 1 in 500 chance for it to be pure, which is still really, really low, especially like compared to a 1 in 100 just to drop as an emblem. So I think that could do with a buff. And with that being said, I'll get into what I got from 50 runs doing T4, T5 maps with a polished breachstone, so guaranteed 2 breaches and up to 4. So these are just all the maps in that, nothing too crazy there. Did get a charged breachstone from Zoth, obviously from the getting it to drop and then upgrading it, which was pretty good. But jumping over into the fragments, got 5 Zoth breachstones. Again, one of those was a completed drop from like the 10% chance, but none of the others were. So I got 5 Tulls, 1 Ashes, pretty much 2, and then a full Ulnatolls and 2/3 of a Chaeolas. So it's not too bad, it's not too great though. With that being said, again, I am doing a golem build, so if you're doing like a zoom zoom boom boom blade vortex build, you may get more. If you do higher tier maps, again I only did T4 and T5, you may also get more splinters. But with that being said, I don't think it would be that dramatic, especially seeing as you're predominantly going to be after bosses. And I don't, as far as I'm aware, I could be wrong, I don't think map tier changes the likelihood of them spawning, at least for breaches anyway. So yeah, with that being said, polished breachstones, and why another positive of doing breaches over Legion, one of the few, is they're a lot cheaper. So polished scarabs were 2 chaos each, and I think even the gilded are only like 4 or 5 each, whereas If we have a look real quick at Legion Scarab, I'm pretty sure they're like 5 chaos for rusted ones. Where are we? Items I want. Nope. Scarab. Here we go. Legion. So Legion Scarabs are, if you want to buy more than, let's go 5 at a time, are probably going to be 4 or 5 chaos each. Yeah, 5 chaos each, 7 chaos. So they're about 7 chaos each if you want to buy a decent amount of them at one time, which is pretty insane. Up to 7, 8, yeah, so they're really, really expensive. Whereas if we compare that to Polished Breach, 2 chaos each, 3 chaos each. 3 chaos each will get you as many as you want, so you can get effectively 2 and a bit times as many Scarabs, Polished Breach, as you can Legion. With that being said though, I still don't think it'd probably be worthwhile. And the reason for that being is bring up Excellence. So these are the Splinters. There's a couple of extra ones in here of course, so maybe like only count this one, which is 22 chaos. And then Breach. So 132 chaos, 135 chaos if you want to be generous. And it was 150 chaos investment, so we didn't even break even, which again is super, like, not very good. Super not very ungood. Yeah, whereas compared to Legion, you just have that straight up 1% chance, which is going to probably be better every day of the week. With that being said though, because Ritual is such a good league, we did still make a bunch of profit, coming in at about 1,000 chaos with 150 investment, so about 850 chaos profit, about 10x, touch over 10x, so nothing to complain about there. And yeah, if there's anything to take away from this video, is breaches aren't worth doing ever. Again, maybe if you do super high-end maps, but even then I would still say do Legion. I'm going to be leveling a Blade Vortexer pretty soon, and I will try this again in red tier maps with probably even Gilded, go all out and lose all my money that way. But as it stands now, with the current drop rates and prices, absolutely not worth doing, at least purely from a breach standpoint. So yeah, with that being said everyone, hope you enjoyed the video, hope you learned something. See you in the next one.